What's going on, guys? This is John, and today we're going to go over market internals, sort of what they are, how to use them when you're trading, what you need to look for, and how it can help you have confidence and sort of see what's going on behind the scenes in the market. So these are market internals. We have add, VOLD, tick. Just put the dollar sign in front of it to access it. And these represent an equation of sorts. They're not tradable products. It's not an auction. You can't buy or sell it. It's literally just a visual for you to type in and see what it's doing. ADD, which is for the NYSE, and if you ever wanted to look at the NASDAQ, you would go to AD, just so you know. If you trade NQ a lot, you want to look at that one, but we'll look at AD for now. So ADD is just the advanced decline line, which is simply how many stocks are advancing and declining on an intraday basis. So typically if it's sloping down like this, like Monday we had that big dip, if it's sloping down, that's typically just declining. So I'll look at this. If I'm looking to build like a short position, I'll come check the internals and I'll see what ADD is doing, just to kind of like determine if I should go short. For example, if let's say the SPY was kind of pushing up, and this is for SPY, this is for the NYSE. Let's say the S&P was pushing up and you wanted to take it long, but you come over here to ADD and this thing is just like sloping down, then you really don't want to take it long. Just like here at this close, if you're looking to get long and you start seeing ADD go down, that means that more stocks are declining than there are stocks advancing. So this is kind of a useful tool that you can use intraday. Same here, if you wanted to go short, maybe in this 10-minute dip, right, you wanted to go short and then we start pushing up. So you can use that to sort of just kind of see the overall direction of the market. And this kind of correlates with this. You go to index watch, you can go to the NASDAQ, we're in the S&P 100. This is the same thing. How many issues are advancing, declining? This is just the stocks. You can just look over, like Apple, trending down. This one is Oxy, right? Oxy Energy was up strong today. Costs, so you can kind of see, there's Boeing. You can see what stocks are like pushing up hard, which ones are not. And when you have correlation here, so this was we had an update today. We actually had a record close. So you can come over here and you can see too, if we got 90, 95, a lot of stocks pushing to the upside, then it's more upside momentum. And just the same thing, if there's 90 stocks declining, we're going down. It's a down day. So I'll pop in here just to kind of see what this is doing to determine direction and what the market is going. If I'm not sure, if I'm trying to get long or short, if I'm looking into the future, I think the market's going to tank, but I'm not sure, I can come look. This can kind of be a precursor, because if we're not tanking yet, but you're starting to see like 50, 60, 70, 80, stocks start to turn to the downside, then I'm a lot more comfortable taking a short, and I'll come over to my quad here and I'll take a look. So VOLD, which is the volume up, volume down line. This is important. One thing I've been using it for, it's been working, is how to recognize sort of volume or low volume melt up days. So if you look, the last 3 days, this pretty much looks the same. If we open above this zero line, and we'll just kind of like melt up and slope up the entire day. And if you look at ES, I mean, literally this whole time we've been kind of like sloping up, right? And you want to check the volume, and I'll pop over the chart, and I have a volume indicator right here, and you can just see, we're not on the daily average today, so we kind of like pushed up right at open, right? I mean, we didn't even sell off the whole day. We just kind of bull flagged and went up the whole day and then pushed into close. So kind of a low volume melt up day in a way. But VOLD will do this. So this is just volume up down. If you actually look, so just to show you an example, UVOL, which is volume up, and we'll use Monday as an example, because Monday, this is how much is going up. So Monday we had a down day, right? So this is the level of stocks that are going up. We're at 390,000. If you look at DVOL, which is just the down volume, it's going to be green again. But if you look on Monday, right, this is a much bigger push up, and that's because more stocks were declining, and VOLD is simply those combined. So we just look at that to see it, and you can see more stocks were declining, and we climbed down on Monday, and Monday was kind of kind of a down day. But more importantly is if we open up and we slope up the whole day like this on VOLD, like it's usually when we have low volume melt up days, this is what it looks like. So I wasn't really afraid to take longs today because if you see, I mean, the SPY was like just pretty much going up. So I look at VOLD to determine what's kind of going on. You know, we didn't have a low volume melt up day on Monday, and we didn't, you know, we opened lower and we sloped down the whole day. We didn't have a low volume melt up day. This doesn't mean that we're gonna this doesn't mean we have a down day. Like Monday we had a good day. We actually dipped really hard and then we pushed up really hard. So this is not an indicator to make determinations. It's just another thing to look at to give you a full perspective on your thesis and what your trade is. So I just kind of use this. This is a market internal. It's the overall market. You know, if I'm seeing this, I'm gonna be looking for the long because we're melting up slowly. Tick is just pretty much tick by tick what's going on in the market. So if the market is pushing up, you're gonna see tick going green. If we're pushing down, you're gonna see tick trending down. I mean, and this will like link up with pretty much the SPY or the NASDAQ. So anytime we get to like the 1,000 range, we typically revert back. You can see here we broke 1,000 on it and we jump back down. And anytime we go down low to 1,000, right over here, we push right back up. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll set my alerts on tick at plus 1,000, minus 1,000. So I'll get an alert saying that we're down. Like if we break 1,000 on tick, that means that we're like really, you know, pushing down, and then everyone buys a dip and we're going to push back up. And just like if it's plus 1,000, there's a good chance we're going to come back down. And you can see almost always when we hit 1,000, we come back down. So that's like an interesting strategy if you're looking to sort of scalp or day trade like an index. If we're pushing up really hard, take a short. If we're pushing down really hard, you can take a long. So, and then I have the ES here in the corner, and then I have this set up to. So I have this is time and sales. I have the price in the middle. You can customize it right there. I put the price in the middle, and I have the bid on the left, the ask on the right, and I have my order size to greater than 50 or greater than 40. Basically, I can see all the big orders coming in on the ES futures. So, you know, big orders move the market, right? If someone's buying 2 lots of the S&P, it's not going to really move it. But someone's doing 125 lots. That's a lot of buying power. And I use the price. So you buy at the bid, and you buy at the ask. You buy at the ask, and you sell at the bid. So this person was most likely a seller because he was selling at the ask at the bid price, and this person looks like I guess that hit below the bid. But if I see a bunch of orders coming, a bunch of big orders coming in at the ask, that means that like big players are just buying at the ask and they're just hitting big lots. And typically you're going to see a big move go up in the futures if you see a ton of big orders coming in. So these are all things that you can use to like determine, you know, what's going to happen in the market. Like this is how people predict bounces. If you're wondering like, how did you know it was going to bounce? How did you know it was going to sell off? I'm looking at the internals. I'm looking at the ADD. I'm looking at tick. I'm looking at how big orders are coming in. If I see a bunch of big sell orders coming in, like we're probably going to push down. It's just this. We move on price and volume, and an auction, and you have to look at these things before you start just buying positions because you feel like it's going to do something. I mean, these are what the pros use, at least the pros that I've learned from, Market Watch, right, Index Watch, and then internals. And you can literally, you can just type this in your chart and look too. I have it set up like that, but I like to use the 10-minute, right? And you can just kind of take a peek and see what's going on. And typically, it's on an auction. You can't use support and resistance, but usually I'll kind of draw a line. If we break below the open, there's a good chance we're going to slow down. We're going to slope down, right? We kind of dipped here and then we didn't. So there's another thing kind of proving that we're going to have a trending up day, because in the ADD, we really didn't dip below the open line and we melted up. VOLD's melting up. Tick is just something that you can kind of use intraday. If I'm scalping a position, if I see tick, if I'm let's say I have calls or I'm long in a position, I'm scalping. If I see tick kind of pushing up hard like this, it kind of keeps me in my position a little longer because we have a lot of buying pressure pushing everything up. So I hope this helped you guys get a better understanding of market internals and like little strategies that you can use to determine how to format your positions and how to hold or how to stay. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, comment, hit me up. I got you. We're all here to learn. I can go into detail. I ramble a lot. But anyway, this is John, and I'll see you in the next video.